We are now a quarter of the way through the 2020 NFL season, and if I can continue to improve my picks, I might just be happy with the final result. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to my Week 5 Pick'em edition, where we go over every single Week 5 matchup. Again, thank you for joining me. My name is Joe. If you're new to this channel, guys, please be sure to hit that subscribe button as we continue to keep you up to date on Buffalo sports and news around the NFL. Going into Week 5, the Buffalo Bills sitting at 4-0. We will obviously preview the game this weekend between our Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans coming up on Thursday. So make sure if you haven't subscribed to Billievers Talk, you hit that subscribe button, you hit the notification bell, like this video, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about my picks and what picks you would change if you could, or what picks you think are different than what I am going to say. And again, guys, not only do I give you my straight up picks, I give you my picks against the spread. So make sure that if you're betting on Vegas, you don't use my picks, because I make no guarantees. But I want to talk about my record for a second before we get into the picks. Straight up, I feel pretty good about this. My record is 40-23 after we're through a quarter of the season, averaging 10 wins. Remember, it's an odd number because we had that one unexpected bye last week between the Steelers and the Titans, so we only had 15 games instead of 16 last week. We look to make that up in Week 7. Against the spread, I am 37-26. Not that bad, but again, would like to do a little bit better. And it starts on Thursday night. First, I want to talk about the buys we have come up this week. This was originally supposed to be the first week where there were NFL team buys, and there were two teams on bye this week. It's going to be the Packers and the Lions sitting at a bye. Obviously, two teams going in opposite directions. The Lions just losing to the Saints, and the Packers still undefeated on the early season. So two teams going opposite directions. We'll see what happens as the season goes on. But now we get to the picks, and it starts with Thursday night football. You have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. The Bears are 4.5-point underdogs in this game. You know, it's funny. I feel like this season I'm going with the away team a lot on these Thursday night games. I normally don't like to do that. Again, the home team has an advantage in these Thursday night games, a bigger advantage than usual, since they did not have to travel on a short week. You figure the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had to travel back to Tampa Bay and now have to travel to Chicago for a Thursday night game. It's going to leave you a little bit tired, but this Tampa Bay offense seems to be clicking on all cylinders, and right now I just don't trust this Bears team. I know they're 3-1, but it seems a little fluky, right? Everyone, it seems a little shaky. Went with the Bears last week to beat the Colts. That did not happen. So give me the Buccaneers to win this game. Again, the Bucks are 4.5-point favorites. Give me them to cover the spread. I think this offense is finally hitting their stride in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady coming off a 5-touchdown performance. Expect him to stay hot and beat the Chicago Bears and beat them by more than 4.5 points. Then you move on to the Sunday 1 o'clock games. The first game we'll get into is the Panthers at the Falcons. The Falcons are actually favorites in this game, 2.5-point favorites. I don't like the Falcons. I don't like the Falcons at all. They don't have a win yet. I feel like every week, I think it's going to be the week that it clicks for this offense. But I've been saying it for 2 years. We've all been saying it for 2 years now that this offense is just too good. Well, listen, they're 0-4. Like, they are what the record says they are. They're 0-4. So give me the Carolina Panthers to win this game. I think Teddy Bridgewater looked good against the Arizona Cardinals. I think this Panthers team is finding their stride a little bit. Give me the Panthers to win this game, and that means give me the Panthers to cover a 2.5-point spread. Then move on to Baltimore, where the Ravens, the one-loss Ravens, losing 2 weeks ago to the Chiefs, are 13-point favorites against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals getting their first win last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think this Bengals team is coming into their own. I think that they're still a few steps away, maybe a season or two away from being contenders, but Joe Burrow looks like the real deal. And I think that the Ravens win this game, and I think it will probably be a double-digit game. But I just don't like double-digit spreads in the NFL. So give me the Ravens to win this game, but give me the Bengals to cover a 13-point spread. They move on to Houston, where the Texans, who recently fired Bill O'Brien, Romeo Crennel is going to be taking over as the head coach, the interim head coach, becoming the oldest head coach in the NFL, I think at 72 years of age. They're at home as 6.5-point favorites against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I don't know why they're necessarily favorites in this game. To me, this is more a pick'em game. I gotta be honest about it. Houston, again, not playing up to their potential. Maybe the firing of Bill O'Brien will help them play up to that potential. I see the Texans winning this game at home, but 6.5 points for a team that's winless is a lot. Give me the Jaguars to cover the spread. Give me the Texans to win the game. They move on to another double-digit spread. We're talking about the team that the Buffalo Bills beat last week in the Las Vegas Raiders, going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City 4-0. The first team to go 4-0 or better in 4 consecutive seasons. I found that stat to be hard to believe when I first saw it. But it holds true. So the Chiefs are 13-point favorites, and I did just say I don't like double-digit favorites in the NFL, but this Chiefs offense is looking really good, and I know they didn't play up to their potential against New England, so they're going to want to show it off a little bit, especially since they have a short week coming up, playing the Buffalo Bills the following Thursday after a Monday night game. You're going to play 3 games in 11 days. They're going to try to get ahead early and maybe rest some of their starters. Give me the Chiefs to win this game. Give me the Chiefs to cover a 13-point spread. They move on to New Jersey, where the New Jersey Jets are playing against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 7-point favorites. The Jets showing us no sign of life, no sign that they're any better than any college football team out there. The Cardinals coming off a loss to the Carolina Panthers. Want to get some payback, and not only that, in the NFC West, you have to start winning. You know, I look at San Fran and I look at Arizona. Listen, the Rams, they're looking pretty good. We all know Seattle's looking really good. You have to start winning if you're going to be a contender in the NFC West. So the Cardinals know that, and they have an easy Jets opponent that they can beat, and I think they can beat them handily. So give me the Cardinals to win this game. Give me the Cardinals to cover a 7-point spread. Then the Eagles at the Steelers. The Steelers pretty much coming off a bye week last week due to everything going on in Tennessee with the Titans. Give me the Steelers to win this game. It's a 7-point spread. I hem and hawed about this spread. It's a big number. The Eagles coming off a Monday night victory over San Fran. Probably have a little momentum going their way. But I really like the Steelers offense. The Steelers offense can put up points. And again, coming off a mini bye week, give me the Steelers to win this game. Give me the Steelers to cover a 7-point spread. Then you go to the Rams, who are playing against the Washington football team. I like the Rams to cover in this one. Again, the Rams 3-1, all 3 victories against NFC East teams, looking for the clean sweep after 5 weeks. They're only lost to our Buffalo Bills. So give me the Rams to win this game. Give me the Rams to cover an 8-point spread. Speaking of the Bills, now I move on to the Buffalo Bills. The last 1 o'clock game I'll cover here. The Buffalo Bills going up against the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee. And guys, everywhere I looked up to this moment, I'm doing this on Tuesday night, everywhere I've looked has not had a spread for this game. Remember, with everything going on with the Titans, with the positive tests and everything, we weren't sure if this game was going to be played. Now we've had 2 straight days of all the other Titans players testing negative. So as long as that persists, then there will be a game played. If not, this game doesn't even get played. We have the same issue that we had with the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. So, given the Bills to win this game, obviously I'm going to pick the Bills to move to 5-0. And talking about a spread, guys, if the spread is Buffalo favored by 2.5 points or less, and it should be around there, I think. With the Titans being home, the Titans might even be favored in this game. But if the Bills are favored by less than 2.5 points, give me the Bills. But I think this is going to be a close game, a defensive struggle, just like last season. The Bills won by 7 last year. But give me the Titans to cover anything more than 2.5 points. I think the Bills win, maybe a 1-2-point game. Again, it's going to be a game that's going to give a lot of us heart attacks. But make sure you watch it right here on Believers Talk, because I do live play-by-play and reaction. Join the conversation this Sunday at 1 o'clock. So give me the Bills to win this game. And since there is not a spread listed yet, if the spread is Buffalo by 2.5 or less, give me the Bills. If the spread is Buffalo by more than 2.5 points, then give me the Titans to cover that spread. So then we move on to the 4 o'clock games. There are 4 o'clock games on the schedule this week. First, we're going to go to San Fran. San Fran coming off that rough loss to the Eagles on Monday night. These are games that the 49ers need to win. I know that they have a lot of injuries this year, guys. I know it hurts them. But again, as I said, for the Cardinals, sitting at 2-2 in the NFC West, just isn't going to cut it. You need to start getting these wins, playing against the Dolphins team that you can beat. This Dolphins team's not has been playing pretty well. They played Seattle pretty tough. They played the Bills pretty tough. They're no joke, okay? Even though the record says they're 1-3, they're a pretty good team. Brian Flores has them playing well. I like the 49ers to win this game in San Fran, but an 8-point spread is a lot. Give me the Dolphins to cover the spread, but give me the 49ers to win the game. Patriots favored by 11.5. Going up against the Denver Broncos, guys, we don't know about Cam Newton's status for this game. Obviously, if Cam Newton's in this game, I like the Patriots a lot, but we don't know. I'm sure Stidham will probably be the starter if it's not Cam Newton. Given the Patriots to win this game, I think that Bill Belichick will have a game plan suitable for whoever the quarterback is, but give me the Broncos to cover an 11.5-point spread. Then you move on to Cleveland. Cleveland coming off an impressive victory over the Dallas Cowboys, going up against the Indianapolis Colts. Both teams sitting at 3-1. I think this is a great matchup in the AFC to start off to play in Week 5. The Browns are listed as 2-point underdogs. I think I like the Browns in this matchup. Again, one that I him and hawed over a little bit, who I thought was going to win. I think the Browns win this game. So give me the Browns to beat a 2-point spread and win this game straight up. So give me the Browns to win, give me the Browns to beat the spread. They move on to the Cowboys at home against the Giants. Cowboys, the team that got blown out by the Browns just last week. The Giants sticking it close, keeping it close against the LA Rams, just not able to get the job done last week. Give me the Cowboys to win, give me the Cowboys to win this game. However, a 10-point spread for a team that's sitting at 1-3, I just don't trust it. You have 4 double-digit spreads in this week. I trust one of them to go through with the Chiefs. That's the only one I think is going to go through. I think all the other double-digit spread games are covered, and that's the truth here. I think the Giants cover a 10-point spread, give me the Cowboys to win the game. Then you go on to Sunday Night Football, where the Seattle Seahawks are at home and 7-point favorites against the Minnesota Vikings. I like the Seahawks in this matchup, but we know how bad that Seahawks defense has been, especially against the pass. Expect Adam Thielen to have a great day. Expect Kirk Cousins to have a decent day, as well as we all know how Kirk Cousins normally does on primetime. The record isn't good, but the stats look a little better than the record indicates. Give me the Seahawks to win this game. Give me the Vikings to cover a 7-point spread. Then we move on to Monday Night Football, the second Monday Night Football game for the Saints this season. Remember, they lost Week 2 to the Las Vegas Raiders in the Raiders' first game in that new stadium. Saints now at home in this one. I think the Saints found something last week. We know Kamara has been scoring touchdowns at an incredible pace so far this season. Give me the Saints to win and give me the Saints to cover a 7.5-point spread. So those are my picks for Week 5 in the NFL. Again, like I said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'll go through them one more time. Straight up, I got the Bucks, Bills, Panthers, Ravens, Texans, Chiefs, Cardinals, Steelers, Rams, 49ers, Patriots, Browns, Cowboys, Seahawks, and Saints. Against the spread, I got the Bucks, Bills if it's 2.5 or less, Titans if it's 2.5 or more than 2.5. Panthers, Bengals, Jaguars, Chiefs, Cardinals, Steelers, Rams, Dolphins, Broncos, Browns, Giants, Vikings, and Saints. So those are my picks this week. Again, let me know in the comment section if you agree, if you disagree. If you do disagree, let me know what picks you would change on the schedule. I look forward to seeing you all Thursday during halftime of Thursday Night Football. I think we actually have another collab coming your way, presented to you by #Sports. So make sure you look out for that. If we do have a collab, my preview video will be moved to Friday, and I'll be taping that and then giving it to you guys on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. So make sure you look out for that. Then, of course, I go live on Friday for the injury report. Keep you guys up to date on who's going to be playing, who won't be playing this weekend for the game between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. And if the game happens, again, right here on Believers Talk, giving you live play-by-play and reaction to the game on Sunday. So make sure you tune in Sunday at 1 o'clock. Always a good time hanging out with Bills Mafia, talking some Buffalo Bills football. So again, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this edition of Believers Talk, my Week 5 Pick'em video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, like if you haven't liked, and leave a comment. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.